By Waddle and Sylvie from Chicago, ESPN Chicago. Just like Kevin Durant this year, Russell Westbrook can leave OKC a year from now and the Thunder would get nothing in return, or they can trade him now and guarantee they will get something back on their investment. Our Chris Broussard said on MSG, the Lakers think they can sign him. He talked to some executives Monday about possible trades the Lakers might entertain, and he was told they think they can sign him as a free agent, and they probably wouldn't want to give up anything. Should the Lakers trade for Westbrook right now?
Absolutely. If you can secure the great players in the NBA, you do it now. If he tells you that I'm going to sign with you, you do it now. But if he says, well, I'm not sure, I still want to be a free agent, then no, you keep Ingram, you keep your talent, you keep your assets, and then you take your chances next year. But I get it. Those are good young players that they have. But a year from now, you don't want him going to Beverly Hills or the Hamptons like KD and have someone else wow you that you may not be expecting. A year ago, did we ever think KD would be going to Golden State? You have to secure the players when you can get them. And next year's crop is going to be a great crop of free agents. So if you trade your young stars now and you secure Westbrook now and he signs an extension with you, you enter free agency next year with a young Kevin Westbrook playing in his hometown with room to sign Westbrook with other players that you can sign along with him.
Well, who's he bringing? I mean, he couldn't even recruit KD to stay in Oklahoma City.
Well, that's a tougher recruit.
I'm just heartbroken right now, and I'm a little disappointed. I understand why KD left. I understand why the Golden State Warriors pursued him. Listen, the only power that an NBA player has, any professional player has, and this is odd because we were talking about the franchise tag, but the franchise tag does not exist in the NBA, is exercising your free agency. So I have no hate. I have nothing but love for KD, and I have nothing but love for the Golden State Warriors for making that happen. With that said, I'm heartbroken as an NBA fan because I was so ready for the next several years of watching Oklahoma City and the Golden State Warriors square off. It felt like it was going to be just a wonderful time in the Western Conference for the next years.
one more time. Say one more time, let's do it together. But yes. I don't
it didn't happen.
KD for doing it.
Okay. So I would ask you, and as Chris Broussard said, the Lakers feel they can sign Russell Westbrook in free agency. What are you going to have to give up now for Russell? This is a team that's already, obviously, in rebuild mode.
Whatever it takes.
But
you give up whatever it takes.
So now you basically have Russell Westbrook and who? And you're banking on the fact that he's going to be able to recruit players to the Lakers. Look, I understand there's a lot of good things to sell about the Los Angeles Lakers. Climate, the Showtime mentality, you're in LA. Everything about it, it seems great. But how close are you to being a legitimate contender? I love Russell Westbrook. I think he's one of the top 5 players in all of the NBA, and every time I see him play, as a Chicago Bulls fan, it just breaks my heart as well, because that's who Derek was before all the injuries. So, I know I'm going off on a tangent here. Love Russell Westbrook. But if you feel confident you can sign him in free agency, why wouldn't you wait to free agency?
What if I told you today the Bulls could sign Russell Westbrook? They have to give up Jimmy, and Jimmy Butler, and they have to give up some of their young players. Would you do it today?
Yeah, I would definitely. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
You would do it today. I know you would not take your chance. If the Bulls said, we're confident we can sign him next year. Pat Riley was confident he'd sign KD this year. Phil Jackson was confident that he could sign KD this year.
So who's coming with him? So who's coming with Russell Westbrook?
Let's remember the landscape in the NBA today. Everybody signs these deals with the opt-out. Everybody wants to get another bite next year when the cap goes up and you can get a higher max deal. So with everybody, KD could opt out next year. Let's say KD doesn't like playing with Golden State and Russell Westbrook's in LA. Maybe KD left because Russell Westbrook told him, I'm not re-signing in OKC.
So why didn't KD just re-sign with Oklahoma City, and then they could have left together in free agency and gone to the Lakers wherever else?
It's a good question, but I think he just wanted to give himself the best chance to win today. So Russell Westbrook doesn't have that option until next year.
I understand, because the Oklahoma City Thunder have nothing to show for Kevin Durant. They will have nothing to show for Russell Westbrook if he leaves as well. But if you're confident that you're high on his list of future destinations in free agency, why go ahead and give up whatever building blocks you have? I'll also add this.
Because that's the best building block. Russell Westbrook's the best building block out there.
But you are starting from scratch. You're starting from scratch with Russell Westbrook. What, D'Angelo Russell's killing the summer league right now.
Yeah, Tony Snell's got his jersey retired.
He doesn't think too
in the
highly
summer
of his
league.
play always.
Well, I mean, listen, this isn't the strongest take or the strongest position I've had today. Not that any of them were strong, but I'm trying to give you an alternate perspective here. How about also he's 28 years of age? He has had some injuries in the past as well. He plays the game so explosively. Is there any concern that Russell Westbrook may once again be somebody that has to deal with injuries?
You can't worry about that because as a player, he has shown you in this past year that he has emerged as a top 5 player.
Oh,
if he wasn't before,
dynamic.
like he is going to be, I would think, the odds-on favorite to win the most valuable player this year.
Let me ask you a question as well. As a ball-dominant player the way he is, and he was able to obviously coexist with Kevin Durant. But I believe as the Golden State Warriors led the league in passes per possession, I believe Oklahoma City was dead last. There was a lot of hero ball. It's what got them beat in the Western Conference Finals in Game 6. They went back to their old habits, their bad habits. How many guys are going to be drawn to go play with Russell? Do you believe Russell Westbrook is a bigger ball-dominant player or more ball-dominant player than KD? Do you believe people would be more willing to want to play with someone like KD than Russell because Russell has to have it more, even more so than KD? And does that affect the way the potential free agents would view going to Los Angeles? Look, I understand. You make a very good point. The last thing that they want in OKC is to, after this season, have nothing to show for two of the most dynamic players we've seen in recent history. But
this is what LA does. LA is able to pull off the big trade. Shaquille O'Neal, they acquire him. They get Kobe Bryant on draft day.
Still, though?
The 14th overall. If you get Russell Westbrook. Because this is fact. Everyone loves to talk about the recruiting. Jerry West closed the deal on Kevin Durant. But why did Kevin Durant go to Golden State? Because players want to play with players. That's what gets you the meaning. That's why KD's not in Miami. There aren't any more players there. Players want to win, and they want to play with other players.
Well, and I think
so Westbrook gets dealt for now, and you're starting with Russell Westbrook, knowing there's already a superstar there. Another superstar will want to. It's L.A.
Look,
it's Hollywood. It's Westbrook.
It would be on my mind if I was a little taller, a little faster, and a little younger, and had a better jump shot, wanting to go to Los Angeles, and I was experiencing free agency. You make a very good point. I think KD went to Golden State for a number of reasons. It fits, the ball moves. He's not. As I said, I zoom out and I say to you, I have no hate for these guys who are leaving their existing spots where they're playing and they're moving along, and for all the old guys out there screaming, I'd rather have done it on my own. You're only saying that because it wasn't a transient league back there and you didn't have the chance to move freely via free agency, or else maybe you would have done the same.
Of course.
Well, not for nothing, but we had Mason in Ireland on our show yesterday, obviously from our ESPN LA radio station. And Ireland was convinced that the plan is to stick with those 4 young guys they have, the Russell, the Ingram, et al., and build around them. If they were to try to go after Westbrook now, certainly at least a couple of those guys would have to be considered in a deal.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're starting from Westbrook scratch. So we will continue to follow that storyline as the NBA free agency situation or Westbrook situation plays out. All right, to baseball now. And did you guys catch this lady who caught the ball with her food tray? I said there's no way I'm sacrificing